I'm gonna paint the picture. You're talking to this guy, it's going great, you're hanging out, you're really into him, he's really into you. You think you guys are gonna be a couple, and then he's like, you know what, I'm not ready for a relationship. And you guys completely stop talking. He pushes the brakes hard. I don't know what the situation is. Maybe you're drunk, maybe you miss it, maybe you're in your feels about it. A month later, 2 weeks later, 6 months later, it doesn't even matter what the time length is. You hit him up to come over and, you know? And he comes over and you're like, wait, maybe he still has feelings for me. Maybe he still likes me. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. He does not. He does not. Nothing changed. He's just not going to turn it down. That's all it is. I'm so sorry.
Hold up a second. How does she know all of this? Anyway, I never had a girl call me up 6 months later just to smash. I was the one who tried texting 6 months later just to get no response. Usually girls have no problem getting another guy to hook up. They don't need 6-month-old sausage to scratch their itch.
Guy comes up to me and he goes, I'm sure you get this all the time. Like, you're really pretty. What's your name? I was like, okay, that was really nice. Hi, I'm Audrey. So nice of you to say that. And he's like, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from Philly. He goes, that sucks. And I was like, why does it suck? Usually people will say, oh, because like you're an Eagles fan or you're a Phillies fan and it sucks that you lost everything. But he just goes, I don't know, like just a shitty city. And I was like, oh, okay. So he continues and he's like, oh, like, where'd you go to school? And I'm like, Elon in North Carolina. And I was like, where'd you go to school? He goes, Georgetown in Washington, D.C. And I was like, I know where Georgetown is. And he was like, well, you had to specify that Elon was in North Carolina. Like, I know where Elon is. And I was like, not everybody knows where Elon is. Like, I don't know, I specify. Then he asks what I do for work. I'm like, I work for TikTok. He's like, oh, you work for TikTok. That's fun. I was like, yeah, it's a great time. And I don't know what to say to you anymore. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, but nice talking to you.
Hopefully that wasn't a stroller and a baby she ran over while doing her little TikTok. Such a riveting story. Was it really necessary to share that with the internet? I'm telling you guys, they are boring storytellers. Then you have to pay for the date. It's a double L. In all fairness, he was miscalibrated a bit. He's trying to tease her, but instead he's just coming off mean. I do that sometimes when I'm not drunk enough yet to be smooth.
Basically, I went on a terrible first date last night, and it was traumatic, and so I figured I might as well tell TikTok about it, so let's get into it. So I matched with this guy. I was kind of hesitant because I felt like he was going to be an overgrown frat boy, but I just went with it. I should have trusted my gut, though, because when I get to the date, he basically catfished me. He was using pictures like 5 years ago, and it didn't look like him at all. And honestly, you can catch a vibe pretty quickly of someone within the first 5 minutes. And within the first 5 minutes, I knew I was never going to see him again. And basically, we sat down, got to talking about what we do. And I said I was a personal assistant. And then he goes, oh, so you basically make money for free. And I was like, what does that mean? And he was like, oh, you basically just like don't do anything. And this was my face. I was truly like, what, sir? I do literally everything. So that was strike number, I don't know, let's say 10. That was strike number 10. And he just was not my vibe. Like, he hadn't really traveled, which is totally fine. Like, I know traveling is privilege, but I really vibe with people who like to travel, who are very adventurous, all of those things. And he wasn't that. So this man's acting weird. He starts scrolling on Instagram and I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Start talking to the bartender and the girls next to me. We were talking about my earrings, just fun girl stuff. And then all of a sudden, boom, this man pops up and just storms out of the bar. Like, I can't make this shit up. It was literally out of a fucking movie.
Another uncalibrated guy. This is the problem we're having these days. We're so glued to our screens, we don't socialize in real life anymore. Then when we go out on dates, we act weird. I think after that Apple Vision Pro comes out, we're all doomed. Everyone will live in their own virtual world. No more dating. Also, she's well-traveled. All right? We all know what that means.
He has unfollowed me. Like, you hate Taylor Swift that much that you unfucking followed me?
So Swiftie girls, does this happen to you often? Because I feel like this happens to me really often. And I think it's grotesque that you hate Taylor Swift so much that you would unfollow me and not want to date me. But, you know, your loss. But it doesn't really matter because even if I was dating you, I would have always picked Taylor over you. So I'm sorry that your life doesn't get to be graced with Miss Swift anymore. Fuck the patriarchy.
Next, you'll have to pick Cats over him. Low-key, I don't mind Taylor Swift. The bitch has some nice songs. But anyway, I think it's more than just a misunderstanding. She has a Taylor Swift shirt on, a Taylor song on, and talking about a Taylor Swift-related story. I'm pretty sure that's her whole life. I wouldn't sign up for that either.
Melody talks about Nestor and Candy reaction to toxic ex.
Did my parents know? No, my parents didn't know, to be honest. I never, I was embarrassed. Literally, after we broke up, I just wanted him to leave me alone, literally. Cause, guys, he was already talking to someone after we broke up. Tonight's YouTube video that I'm gonna do, and I'm for sure gonna post it. But I was literally I had anxiety, and every time I would post and everything was because of him. He would do something to me. He'd probably hit me or something, and I would just cry, and I would get I would get nervous. I would feel like I needed to throw up and everything. But it was because of him all the time. And he swears. He's me acting innocent, literally. I would always get moretones right here because he would be sitting in the passenger. No, I would be sitting in the passenger and he would be driving. Y pues ahí me metí los chingazos. And he needs to stop acting innocent. I'm not acting innocent. I know what I did. And yeah, I went to his house and I did all that. Pero, why did I go to your house? Why was it to the point that I had to go and do all that,